telling stories, Claire. Like, it's all about telling stories, and other people, when they don't even know about what lymphatic is, then they hear it from us as the professionals or as the experts. It's like, oh, but when they can hear a story about somebody else who's gone through the journey, I think that's what's going to make a change. So us to be able to tell stories about our clients and share that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I had my first little 92-year-old woman who was assisted into clinic by her son on a walking frame. And I lowered the bed like right down because it was so cute. I thought she's not going to be able to get on. But after the massage, so she has compression stockings from the feet to the knee. So it sits just under the knee. And she's like, oh, my legs are just so big and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, the compression stockings are doing an amazing job, but it's pushing all the fluid up just around the knee, and it's not going anywhere past the groin. So you might need to go back and get your stockings reassessed. Anyway, after the treatment, she felt amazing, but she was walking a lot better because I'd really worked the tops of her legs and around her knees where she had more mobility as she was getting off. Her son was amazed with it. So she's booked in again for after her consult, because she goes, nobody can tell me why my legs are getting so big. And I'm like, well, could be a number of things. I said, but this is what it's doing. I said, the stockings are working, but it's pushing all the way up. I said, and it's not. This woman has had multiple surgeries throughout her life. She doesn't want any more surgeries. She doesn't want to do anything like medical, because they can't give her answers. So she was just so impressed and rapt that I could actually give her a bit of information about why this could be happening. But I'm seeing that a lot. People just don't know. People don't know anything about lymphatics.
And they think that they're doing the right thing. Yep, I'm putting on some stockings because I've heard that, or the doctors have said I've put on some stockings. Okay, but where does the fluid go then after that? And how is it supposed to, like she's seen that the stockings, that compression is working by holding the fluid out of her feet.
Yes.
That's what she wants, the fluid not getting down to her feet. But as you said, she's noticing then it's lessening her mobility area around her groin and around her hips.
And knees.
Yeah. And so how did she feel up the top when you gave her massage?
She did feel congested. She felt a lot more congested on the right side. So I don't know, every time I feel congestion on the right side, I always automatically think liver. So I'm always saying, what's your liver function like? Do you get headaches? Things like that. A lot of people that do have headaches, I'll go back and I'll say, how's your liver? And they'll go, oh, I've got a fatty liver.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you. And then I'll also tell them about the about how Panadol actually depletes the glutathione out of your liver. So it's a vicious cycle. Your liver is actually then becoming congested and not filtering like it should be, which is probably causing more headaches as well. So just little things like that.
And being 92 and having her on the table, like, did her body feel like, did she feel quite healthy, or?
She did actually. She had beautiful skin. So I complimented on that. Like, she goes, oh, I've always looked after my skin. She did feel congested, but for me, it was just more her walking out with her mobility. I was just like, oh my God. So even though like she did have a lot more fluid and you couldn't see really a lot of difference in the massage and what I've done because it was still quite fluidy, the movement showed that I'd actually moved enough to her to get her mobility a lot better than what she walked in with. So
a 92-year-old is what they're going to want to be able to get in and out of bed. They're going to be able to want to put their own shoes on, have their own independence.
Yes.
Get outside and have their sunshine and their cup of tea. See their.
She even walked out without her bra on.
Yay!
She almost left it. I had to run back out and give it to her because she's like, oh, well, now you've told me about bras. I'm not going to put my bra on, even though it was a little crop top and, that's better than an underwire bra. But she was just like, no, I don't need it. So that was quite liberating to see. So, yeah.
And how cool does it feel to be the person to be able to deliver that message to
Absolutely.
her, to then she can now feel so empowered and look at the changes she can make now. So,
Absolutely.
she's going to stop wearing her bra like as
Yep.
much.
Yep.
She's going to do deep breathing. You're going
Yes.
to breathing exercises. Yeah.
Yes. Her son also mentioned to me that she likes to sit at the kitchen table. So I just explained to her that when we're sitting in that sedentary position for a long time, that's also going to congest up in the groin area. That if she had a recliner, to go and put her feet up, sit in the recliner and do her gloves on
Yes.
her legs, slapping the groin area to get that vibration movement. Yeah, that was it's all coming back to me a bit more now. It was the beginning of last week. So yeah.
So I think that's the pretty cool thing. Like, we're talking about the differences between coming for a lymphatic massage with us and then going and having a treatment somewhere else is the education. We get involved with the person's story, like where they are now,
Yes.
where they want to be, and then create some easy steps on how to feel better.
Yes. Yes. And that's what all my clients like. It's like, well, I feel like they're definitely getting value for their money, because a lot of them will say, it's not just come in, get a massage. You've educated me so much. I said, well, there's so much more to learn. You probably know more than a doctor now, because when I first started, I couldn't believe that I knew more than my doctor did, which should have been the other way around at that point when I first started doing lymphatics. So yeah.
And here
So
we are, spreading the word.
oh, I love it. I love it. But I felt, last week I just had so many good clients that just empowered me as an educator. So
Yeah. Okay. All right. So telling the story,
Mhm.
of clients, like being involved in a story and sharing what those steps are, those easy steps for people, because first of all, they've got to realize that they have a problem that needs solving. And it's not just you're 92. You should have all of that fluid sit around your knees and around your hips, and you shouldn't be able to walk much, and you should be sitting at the table just playing with your cards, and no, you shouldn't. So getting
Absolutely.
people to realize that they can feel better,
Yes.
and that that's sort of the first step, that realization. And then
Yes.
the next is to be able to empower them to make the change.
Yeah.
So we are here as, we're not here as we're going to fix everything.
No.
We're not here as we're here to guide people to the next step so they can do things themselves and feel empowered. So they are the hero, right? On their journey. And then it's to add that confidence that we can help, like with these steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even like clients that come in that are quite healthy, that do live a healthy lifestyle, are amazed that even deodorant under your arms. You're living this most healthy lifestyle, and then you're putting these chemicals back in. Start with one thing. I always say, start with one thing. Start with your deodorant. I said it's very overwhelming when you look at all the toxic things that we have in our life that we're actually affecting our bodies. Start with one thing. Start with your deodorant if you already haven't. So
I remember the day that I gave away all of my perfumes. Like, I would have people buy perfume. I had Red Door and like all these other whatever ones. And I gave them all away. And people were like, what? Like, this is expensive. Like, no more. And so I will just use essential oils and, natural deodorants and my magnesium spray. And if I smell, like, aren't we meant to smell? Like,
Well, to me, that's your body. When we eat more green vegetables, that's an actual natural deodorizer for your body. So to me, it's just showing that you're not putting, like, you're putting other things in your body that's going to make you smell. I've actually been trying the magnesium spray under my arms lately. I actually probably enjoy that better, and it's better than the other brand that I was using, the Silken brand. That's a hit and miss with the scents, because one of them actually gives me a reaction under my arm. The other scent doesn't. So, but the magnesium spray so far, nothing
Me
under my
too.
arms. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna stick with the magnesium spray.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, still lots of puffs in clinic. I'm like, we need pits, not puffs.
We need
They are
pits, not
armpits.
puffs.
Yeah.
So let's why don't we work on some topics that we could talk about? Like, so those types of words are good. We need
Yeah.
so pits,
Pits, not puffs.
pits, not puffs. Do you do stories on your Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, I do mainly stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think what we have to do on our stories is start asking what our audience want. What do our people want?
Okay.
So like, do they want to know more about the products we use? Do they want to know more about the people we see? Do they want to know more of our personal journey and what we do for fun or our ups and downs? Do they
Yeah.
want to more about our techniques, more about how different conditions? So I think asking some questions and getting that interaction
Yeah.
on stories. So have a picture of the products up there. Would you like to know more about like the ingredients of the
Yeah.
cream? Would you
Yeah.
like to know more about the area that we're in? Would you like to know more about the other services? So I think asking the question of what people want, I think, is in the stories.
Yeah.
Because it is coming a lot back to stories. We like to have say like, oh, okay, there's something wrong. And like you think about some of the fairy tales, and it's okay, they've fallen into a forest, it's somewhere, and there's, oh no, like something has to happen. But then the hero just doesn't come and swoosh her off and it's fixed. The hero normally has their own drama going on. They clumsy and they fall over rocks, or they're too timid, or they don't think they know enough, or the hero's always got all of these doubts that then makes part of the story.
Absolutely.
Right. So half of the story is the princess that's getting saved, but the other half is the story of the person who's helping them.
Yep.
So I think people also want to know about the story of the person that's helping them. But that hero, that person, normally has a guide, then like a sorcerer or a somebody like the Karate Kid has like Mr. Miyagi. Has somebody that they can go to build their confidence or to learn to pick up their feet when walking over rocks or something like that then empowers them to save the princess. So having a bit of a story, and I think you do that really well. Like, I think you build the empathy. I think you're building the community, like getting known in the community. And I think people, when they see you, they know that you're from that area, you're really community, but you're helping people. I think that's you've done that really well. So now it's maybe sharing these stories, like you just told me with the 92-year-old, like, so sharing these stories a little bit more, and like sharing their story and how 3 easy steps with you made the difference, because we don't want 5 steps, because 5 steps, like, oh, that's too hard.
Absolutely.
It was 3 easy steps to do that you're going to get them to feeling, so much better, that they don't even know that they can feel, that much better.
Absolutely. Even just the state of relaxation after the lymphatic drainage massage, when you've got the compression on and you're doing their face. When I go and wake them up, everybody can't believe how relaxed they feel. And I'm like, this is because we're not living in that state of the parasympathetic mode. We're all in fight and flight every day. And we're not realizing how relaxed we should be feeling, because this is when our body's going to go into that rest and digest and restore mode. And we're going to be able to heal ourselves. Our body's going to be able to repair itself. So
But what happens when we go into that rest and digest? What normally happens for women? Guilt. I should be doing something, you know, I should be cooking dinner, cleaning up, doing the ironing. Look at the folding over there that hasn't been done for me to lay and enjoy. So, you know, that can be really hard. So then we talk about that guilt. Okay, like we want you to be in rest and digest, but let's talk about the things that might come up for you.
Well, my ladies at the moment have been more, I should be doing more of this for myself. They're actually realizing that they're not doing enough for themselves.
Okay.
And that's what I say. As women, we put everyone else first. We forget ourselves. This is what it feels like when we put ourselves first.
So then do we go into the guilt of, why haven't I done this 10 years ago? Why didn't I do this 5 years ago? Haven't I done this before? So to be able to get them into that state to show it exists is beautiful. And then to be able to say, you know what if you could just do this once a week? That's okay.
Absolutely.
And then, or maybe twice a week. And then what if you gave yourself half an hour each day?
Yes.
Like, how beautiful would that be?
Yeah.
Little by little, because as you said, we know you can't make great decisions when you're like this.
No, you can't.
When you're coming from this state, you can't be the best mum, the best wife, you know, the best manager at work or the best worker, like all of those things, when you're coming from a position of a million things going on in your head and your cup empty, because you're coming from more desperation or just doing, or your thyroid mustn't be working, your liver mustn't be working, like liverish, being angry, being so depleted, adrenals, like all of those things. But just to be coming back to, like you said, a little bit of a level of calm. When you have people come into clinic and they're either like this or they're, like this, and then you see them walk out with this little bit of a smile and this swagger, and and that's where you just want them to take a photo of that moment and feel.
Well, I go and make them stand in front of the mirror and have a look at themselves. I go and have a look. For one, I go and have a look at your face. Your face looks amazing. I said, but go and have a look at yourself. And they stand in like it's a full-size mirror so they can see their old, and they're like, oh. So, I don't know.
Take a snapshot of that. That's a great idea. All those little things. Breathe that in, like tap it in, like let your body know that this is how you can be, even if it's just for a little while. And it's like when they say with meditation, so many people like try to get into a meditation and try to get into that state. It might only last for 1 or 2 seconds. Like being able to be in that bliss moment.
Oh, I want to tell you about one client. This was a couple of months ago now, but she would not let me touch her neck. Like, she was like, ooh. I said, okay, I'm just going to leave you in compression for a little bit and come back. So I did the opposite. I left her in compression and then came back to do her face. When I came back to do her face, she was snoring the whole way through me touching her face. I was like, she's like, these compressions put everyone in shorts. At the moment, I'm putting all the women in shorts. Just because I feel like that's the most important part. And I've been doing a little bit of research on one of my clients who's a friend as well, but she's got primary lymphedema. She hasn't been to the doctors. That's her. I can't change that, but I'm getting better results putting the hip compression on her and then massaging her feet afterwards as well. So just doing it a bit, because that's her, like, it's just not moving. So
I've been using the hips a lot too lately in clinic. I've got a client who flies in from Sydney. So when she comes up, she did my body wisdom program with me a couple of years ago, and so she's been flying in from Sydney. She also has a business on the Gold Coast, so she flies up, comes and then drives up to the clinic. And she hasn't used the hips before. She's only just used the legs, and she loves the cocoon. So she
Yeah.
flies up, and she purchased a cocoon. So she's going to have
Oh,
one,
awesome.
in a
Excellent.
house, take one home. And I put the hips on her. She's like, but doesn't it have to start at your feet? And I'm like, no, it doesn't have to start at your feet, because we've done the massage first, like the chest. We can then put the arms on. And then we can keep on massaging through the belly, or then we can like put the hips on. She really needed it in her hips. And she was of the thinking that she's a busy businesswoman. She was at the thinking of, she's like, Chelsey, I won't use it if I have one at home. I only go and have like massages. I only go to spaces. And she's like, but nobody does it like you do. Nobody does the lymphatic like we do. There's not enough people yet. So that's why she flies up to Brisbane. But I put the hips on her, and afterwards when she walked out, she's like, Chelsey, that bursitis, the pain in her hip is gone. She fell over 3 weeks ago and she limped in. So just giving that body that restructure with the hips and that compression and being held. So yeah, she bought the compression yesterday as well, because she's like, you know what? Because I said to her, you do not have to use it every day for 30 minutes. Like, I don't use it every day. I might use it twice a week for an hour and a half in front of Netflix. So I continually have it on for an hour and a half twice a week. You can fit in with your life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And she was very sporty when she was young, but then she had a lot of hormonal issues, and then she's had like 50 operations.
Wow.
Yeah, so lots of congestion. She has to use it if she wants to continue and have her body working for her. She has to use this compression at least twice a week.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy. Just like even thinner people lately, fluidy. Everyone's got a bit of fluid. Like, there's not one person out there that's not
holding the fluid. Why do we hold fluid, right? So what does water do? So water puts out fire. So if our body is inflamed, if our body is too acidic, right, we're going to hold water. To put out the fire. And the other thing that the body uses to put out fire is calcium. So we pull calcium out of the bones, we pull calcium. So what does calcium do? Calcium offers structure.
It then calcifies things.
Yes. And then can calcify as well. Yes.
Calcify the fascia, calcify, the tissue.
Yeah. And everything's getting.
And then cellulite is so toxins held under the skin.
But it's all about structure. So everybody, we're too acidic. We are too acidic.
Well, it's the sugar.
It's the parasites. It's the sugar. It's the chemical, all the chemicals that we have. Diet. People, I think, are giving up on diet as much as it really plays a big role. Like we said before, eat your greens. Like yes, people are doing a carnivore diet or a paleo diet or a air diet, living off air. Try all those different things if they align with you. That's okay. Like juicing and fasting and all of those things. But none of those things are going to last forever. No. And you are going to have to get back to a proper eating plan. And that proper eating plan is going to be, eating 3 times a day normally. Or, if you like your fasting, you go twice a day. But making sure that you do have protein, carbohydrates, and fat in there. And this whole it's okay, I'll just have, this 2 Kit Kats, like a Kit Kat that leads into 2. It's okay, I'm just going to have a meat pie on the way home and an iced coffee. I need another pick-me-up in the afternoon, so I'm going to have a can of Coke.
Yep.
and, you know, all these little excuses. And I don't care. I don't mind a little, like little things, but when they add up and they add up, and then you go, oh, well, I've stuffed it now anyway, I might as well eat the whole bar.
Yep. Yep.
The stories our head tell us.
Yep.
Oh,
Absolutely.
here she is.
Good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning. We've been talking heaps about telling stories and how it's important to let our audience know, let our people know through stories. One, because we're like talking about a big word, lymphatics, that a lot of people just assume is cancerous, assume is bad, or assume like doesn't really, they don't even know what it is. So we're talking about being able to share stories, and we don't want to be the expert, like just come in straight away on that story. We want to teach more, we'll empower people more that they can be the hero on their own story. And that's a lot about what we do, is we do empower people. It's not just to come in, have a session, and then off you go again. It is sort of empowering them to be able to make a change and give them some easy steps to follow through, to feel, look, and act, I suppose, differently, and like telling those stories. And so Claire and I were talking about, when our own stories on Instagram is actually asking people what they want to know more about. So like, do you want to know more about our products, or do you want to hear more real life stories? Do you want to know more about our personal stories? Like, would you like to come on a day, like what we eat, what we move, what, like, and see a day with us? So like asking our audience what they want. And then is one thing on like building our community, but then offering the 3 easy steps, that to be very clear everywhere. So on my website, I have this is what happens when you come in and have a lymphatic massage. These are the clothes that you're taking off. Then you're hopping up on the table, and then we're doing this. So taking away any of those fears of, oh, I wonder what happens when I get there. Some people will be like, you know what, I've heard about it, I've heard about you, this is great, just book me in, I don't even care, just get me on the table. Other people are going to be, okay, I need to know more about this, because I need to feel safe. I need to know that, you know, what am I going to feel afterwards? Can I read about that? Can I listen? Like where can I find
I
out
want
that information?
people to do that, Chelsey. I want people to do their own research, because it's out there. You know, don't take my word for it, I say. Go out there and go down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
Welcome to the club.
Find out like afterwards, you know, yes, this is how you're going to feel, and this is how other people have felt. But making people feel comfortable coming in for their treatments. I think telling a little bit more of a story of our business and what each step may look like. And those steps have to be easy steps, safe steps. It can't be like 10 steps or 5 steps. It's like these 3 easy steps of coming in. And I think, Wendy, you do that really well as well, like showing up as so caring, so compassionate. But I think, I don't know, I have to have a look on your websites, but that's what I've just redoing I redid my clinic page a little while ago, but just redoing it now with some different photos, and just, having that safety. This is what you're going to get out of it. These are the steps, and not being too overwhelming. So telling the stories I'm hearing, because as we know, there are so many, everyone's got so many different things. Like, are your days going so fast?
Yes.
Do you feel that the days somehow have sped up double?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Monday to Monday, I'm like, where is that gone? Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, it's ridiculous of how fast I think how fast everything's going.
Yep.
So, and that we do get all these different things that then come up.
Yep.
And yeah, so we know that we help a lot of people in so many ways. I don't think there isn't anyone that we couldn't help. Honestly, there is not one person that would not be able to come, like, yeah, I get some high flyers like into clinic who you would think would have the best of everything and they still walk away going, wow.
Yep.
And all of us can offer that to somebody. There's not anybody in the world who couldn't benefit, but we're not targeting everybody.
Yeah.
When they're not our target. And if people are pulling a little bit more back, I don't think people are prioritizing their health as much anymore. There is something, people are prioritizing more of, oh, well, one life, you might as well enjoy it.
Yeah. They've almost, Yep.
Yeah.
All the Europe holidays and all that's happening. Everyone's going overseas and doing
Yeah.
big holidays, spending 30, 40 grand on that.
Yeah. One life, might as well live it.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're going to drink, you're going to eat, like you're going to do all these things. Oh, we want you to live your life, but we can help you be able to do that a little bit more.
Yeah.
We can counteract the side effects for you.
Absolutely. Well, you're going to pay for it either
more.
way, aren't you? You're going to pay for it
on that holiday. You're going to go on that holiday. Do you want to look better in your bikini? So it's bringing in that vanity.
Yep. And then and then when you come back from that holiday, come back and have another full detox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's fitting into people's stories somewhere along the path. Yeah. You're going to go on a holiday. Of course, you're going to be in the back of your mind thinking, well, I'm going to be eating and drinking more. I don't want to come back with an extra 5 kilos on. So what if I can lose my 5 kilos now before I go and then feel better? Then we know that once we get into their heads a little bit, their patterns are going to change, and they're going to get on that plane thinking, oh, I don't want to have that extra drink. I don't want to eat that extra shit, because we've changed what's going on in their gut. We've changed what's going on in their head, and then they're going to come back 10 steps more advanced to where they would have been if they didn't come to us beforehand. We know that we're just going to slowly get in and change their whole life, just one step at a time. We just don't tell them that.
Yep. I actually had well, she's probably, I think she's 26. She's going to Europe next week. She was coming in, so I was making sure that, take a pair of your gloves with you, sit with them on the plane and do it. Make sure you're moving around so the fluid's not being held, at the waist sort of thing. And that's the one that I said, and when you come back for a full detox, you'll need a parasite cleanse too. So, yeah.
Yeah. So that whole market of, pre and post surgery, pre and post holiday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Care.
Absolutely.
So it's just funny how, yes, there's still people who care about their health, but I think it's
not the same as pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, everybody was I think everybody's just, I don't know whether everyone's being brainwashed at the moment or something's just affecting their brains. People forget a lot, like what was before. They've all become complacent.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we're not going back to before. I'm glad that we have to move now into an after. But I want that after people realizing, hey, how important it is to go out in the sun and get the vitamin D and live, your life.
Is it the D3 that regulates or does something with your cholesterol?
Yes, it's all related to.
Yeah.
So Wendy would probably know a little bit more about that than me, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And cholesterol, we're supposed to have cholesterol. Cholesterol is so important
for brain health.
Protection and brain health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm almost becoming a doctor. I'll be a doctor in 20 years without having the certification, but Yeah.
Naturopath.
Is it, well, that's pretty much a naturopath, is it? Maybe I should do naturopath. I don't know.
Just no, you don't want to be, I wouldn't even align myself as with doctors, you know.
Oh,
Mm.
I want to see more integrated doctors. I
Yeah.
want to see more, yeah.
But they
just
all
more integrated.
disappeared through COVID, right?
Mm,
A lot of them disappeared.
yeah.
You know, because they couldn't practice the way that they wanted to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
How you
So
going, Wendy?
How's things in clinic for you, Wendy?
I just had another lady in the other day, which was nice. She's come over from Canada and she's got lipedema, and she's recently had some surgeries in Turkey, she said. And she married an Aussie and he's from this town. And so they've come to live in Australia. And they're going to, in a couple of months, they're going to go and do a travel. And she must have got onto your products up in Queensland. And she was Googling and she saw Shepparton as a clinic. Anyway, so she booked in, come in, had compression on the weekend. And she was so wrapped. She was wrapped. She's only ever had Normatec. So she was wrapped at her arm because she'd had surgery on her arms. And I said, well, how about we do your arms and legs? She goes, oh, can you get arms? I said, yeah, let's do the whole lot. And so she was amazed. And so she left a beautiful Google review for me and
Nice.
and rang me back. She wants to hire the compression for a little while before she is going to decide whether to buy it because she loves it so much. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the people.
Yeah.
She's young. Like, this is it too. Like, she's very, very knowledgeable about lipedema. I'd say she's probably mid-30s, very educated. Her mum has it too in Canada. They've got a non-for-profit organisation about a cancer. Her dad died of cancer. They've got a non-for-profit over in Canada. But she said, it's just Canada's so expensive to live in now, so they've chosen to come out here. She's very, very knowledgeable. She's had multiple surgeries. She knows that that she needs to keep on she needs to keep eating well. She needs to keep doing compression. She does the gloves every day. She knows she needs to just keep on managing this every day so she doesn't end up, because she knows that there are no guarantees that her body won't. So my computer's gone, internet's gone, but there's no guarantees that her body won't just keep growing this tissue.
Do you think our target market should be maybe even just like pushing the younger ones? Because I feel like you can change a young person's mind. The older ones are so much harder to change. Yeah.
So I do think that. I think we should be targeting, that's what a lot of people are saying, that, you know, we should be targeting the younger, more of the vanity and the younger generation, because, you know, I'm nearly 50 and I still watch TikToks of young people. I'm watching what they're doing.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that, and
they're the ones that have probably got more money at the moment because they're living at home with their parents and things
and I'm
like that.
reaching out on Instagram, and so one lady, Tara, I'd never heard of her before. She writes books. She just started following me. So I sent her a message. She's got 175,000 followers. And I sent her a message and say, hey, seeing you following, is there anything that I can help you with? She said that her injector recommended she started following me. So it must be like a face injector.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
And I said, okay. I said, I'll make you a video and a reel. And like that reel's had 30,000 views because she shared it, because I made it for her.
Beautiful.
So that type of.
I was just saying, Wendy, before, you know, should we be targeting like the younger market more? You know, you can change a young person's mind. It's harder to change an old person's mind, and they are the future. You know, I believe at the moment we are a minority in our lymphatic way of doing things, but I think we're going to be the majority in the future. I think people will just get sick of Vodler, Casely and Smith or whatever it is, and because I don't see results when I've gone and got it done, I just didn't see results. during
Yeah.
COVID, somebody doing that method. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Chelsey, I was going to say, do you remember Carolyn from Nikki's Place?
Yes.
Yeah, her husband passed away last year. She was the blonde lady, not the Porsche lady, the other lady.
Yes.
She's like, yeah. So she was kind of like happy to speak, and yeah. So she came to Shep on Saturday. She booked in for everything.
Excellent.
Yay.
Yeah, she came and then she loved it. She came and had the infrared, and she said, "Do you have time since I've come this way? Do you have time to do?" I said, "Yep, I've got time. What would you like?" So we did a massage and did some compression. Had lots of chats around her gut health and mental health, and yeah. Then she left very happy. She bought a few products and then went for a walk around the lake and went and had a coffee at the cafe before she went home. She just really needed a day out, I think.
Yes.
So she traveled 2.5 hours to get here.
Nice.
See,
Excellent.
yeah, that destination. So Wendy, is there an Airbnb or is there somewhere that people could stay and you can just do like somebody, they come in, they do a day, they stay a night, and then they come in the next day and then they leave? I think that would be set yourself up as a destination. If you could set up like just like a weekend retreat and have it like a Friday and a Saturday, even so you still get your Sunday off, or do a Sunday Sunday, but a Friday. So they come in and they have so many treatments on the Friday, they stay somewhere that night, and you could even have like have a dinner or something like that night. If you could get 4 women doing that, how they're going to want to come away with their girlfriends.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Right. And then they spend a night, and then they're and then they come the next day, and then they leave. Like, why didn't we think about this earlier?
I mean, I'm doing a retreat next weekend, which is a bit different. It's not in clinic, it's in an estate. I'm taking what I can.
Yeah, but in clinic. So you have
clinic,
4, you have 4 women come and they just rotate through a group chat, and then they hop in the compression, they hop in the cocoon, they have a consultation with you, and then they go for a walk or
around the lake or something beautiful.
They go
got
for
some
a
beautiful
walk
spots
around the lake. They can then do some like a journaling or a written or a breath or something like with you. They stay somewhere together. Then they come back to you the next day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you could do that.
Then off they go. Like, brilliant.
That's why Amanda got the accommodation at the clinic for things like that to happen.
Oh yeah.
So
and does it work? Does it happen?
Yes, yeah, we've had a couple. She's also doing Airbnb as well, so we're getting clients from Airbnb. But yeah, she has like a 1 night and a 1 day and a 3-day package. So you can do either 3 days or one, like in just an overnight. You do 2 days, sort of thing.
And how cool would it be for these Airbnb people to be able to have on their Airbnb day spa packages available?
Well, I was going to say that would actually, benefit you, putting them in their service booklet or whatever.
Just online when they book, where if they can say like these days, this package is available.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
There's heaps of Airbnbs around here now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if people are looking for a getaway and they can see that they can come. So
and you can in return say to that Airbnb, you know, I've then got someone to recommend like where an Airbnb to stay at. Like I want to be connecting
somewhere close to the clinic. Yeah. Good idea.
Because that's how you're going to get the people flying from, because everyone's saying, when I say, they say, oh, where else can I use this? You see a cocoon, Shepparton. If like I had a lady come up from Sydney yesterday, and like she purchased a cocoon and a compression set for herself to take home to Sydney. So people will be happy to fly to you, Wendy. Like if I think you could set this up quite easily.
You think?
To have a package.
You're a bit more well known than I am.
No. So this is like to have a package, and I'm happy to share it. Like say, okay, if you want to have everything that we offer as a package, as a destination, as well as the relaxation, and share it with your friends.
Yep.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, but they can still go off and do their dinner. They can still have the freedom. It's not like you're doing
Yes.
a retreat.
Yes,
So
that's
it's
true.
coming in, they're having the 2 days of
Yeah.
therapies.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, it's a
And
nice
we were
idea.
just talking about that at the start, about how women aren't nurturing themselves enough, and how they feel the guilt of doing something for themselves, but then they also feel the guilt of, oh shit, why haven't I done this for myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. So let's like have a look at that.
Yeah.
And even if it's just it doesn't matter if it's one person.
Even if it's just you reaching out, Wendy, to be Airbnbs and just saying, you know, look, I'd like to recommend or have a, you know, recommend. And you could even like get a discount. Do you know what I mean? Like if you recommend that Airbnb to, and they will promote your business. It's just, for me, it's all about just getting in there and just getting your name out there, that little bit more, that little bit more, that little bit more. And yeah.
Yeah. Have some information in their cottage or in their house too, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but you want people to, I think people will come. Like that lady came from Melbourne. She met you once and she's like, I want to come. And then she had the best experience. So
I think also because you specialize in menopause too, like you have something that like extra in your clinic. Do you know what I mean? Like they might, I probably will need to get to a point where I need a full menopause consult, or do you know what I mean? Something like that. And I'm recommending my clients to come speak to you, but yeah, I don't know. I just think, especially you've got Melbourne, you've got, well, Victoria when it comes to the cocoon and things like that.
Yeah, and they want that they will travel that 2.5 hours, and they, you know, to come and spend the night.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to rush off because I've got a 9 o'clock appointment.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to gym today too, but I'll stay on with Wendy.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you ladies next week.
Great to
see you next week. Bye. Yeah, so I think that would be great.
Yeah, it's a good little package. Good idea.
Yeah, but definitely. I wouldn't make it super cheap or anything like that. I would make it this is the prices, because the cheapness will come instead of them having a one-on-one consult. If they do it as a group, you could have, you know, a group consult, but no, factor in your authority. But people will come look at. And so can you, is it, her name was Caroline, was it?
That was the one from Melbourne. Yeah.
Ask her for a review. She was happy to talk on video and to say, get her on
That's
Zoom.
right. Yeah, she did.
Yeah. Get her on Zoom like this.
Yeah, even just like a Google review would be helpful. Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So I think that setting yourself up as that, and don't even worry about Shepparton.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm getting a few from here, but I mean, I'm getting them. It's just, I think they're curious. So they come in and try it. They have a great experience. It's around the getting out of their own way to come and do it often.
Yeah, but that's, a lot of that comes from your confidence in rebooking them too. And in your, like, they need to be told that they have to book.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people are just waiting to be told. As we know, they've been told what to do. So if there is any type of wishy-washy, you know, well, it would be good for you to come back next week, or do you want to think about it, or whatever, it now has to be this is where your body is. So you will need to be here next week. Does Tuesday suit? So I think if you come over a little bit more, not assertive, but really confident that this is the only step, taking these steps. If you're not going to take these steps, well, then your life's not going to change. And I'm here to help you, to guide you to take these steps. So let's start on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I think your confidence in this, you know, should be up here now because of the clients that are coming in, the things that they're saying, that they want to do it, but people need to be told. They just need to be told.
Gab and Molly, who are doing bookings too, to be like that, assertive as well.
Yes. It can't be. So what they have to say is, they come back and they said, okay, so Wendy said to book you in next week. Does Wednesday suit?
Yeah.
So you're the authority. So you're telling them they have to book in next week.
Yeah.
So just like when you go to a doctor's, when you walk out and they say, now the doctor wants to see you this day, I've got this time available. Set yourself up as that authority. And you're telling them to book in.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that will make a big difference, because people just need to be told what to do. They can go, yep. You can know you can be this close, you know, to buying. And you just need that one person in the dress shop to go, that does look really nice on you. You should get that. And you go, okay, I'll get it.
True. Yeah. That's
Right?
true.
Yeah. So it's that I have to see you, like you'll be like next week. Does
Yeah.
choose
Okay,
like
yeah.
choose.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what I think will make a change, because you're getting them in. They need to be told just that little
just
bit
not
to get them
being
over the
direct
line.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I'll have a talk to the girls about it too.
Yeah. So the wording is really important.
Yeah.
Get just like, yeah, see yourself as the authority in this. You are. Nobody else in town is offering and has your expertise of what you offer.
No, they don't. No,
They
you're
don't.
right, they don't.
They don't. So be that.
Yeah, for
Be
sure.
that person. Yeah. That's what, and that's why like the sales in my clinic triple if I'm there.
Yeah, that's it. They do. Yeah.